Hey, Ted here, Eagle Cap Outdoors. Welcome back to our channel. Before you do anything, I want you to take a moment and subscribe so you get any new updates that we provide on new content. Also, click the link so you get notified. Today we've got an exciting product we're going to be looking at. This is something that we received from OneLeaf. It's a day and night vision scope. We have not spent a lot of time researching this scope. They reached out to us. We're going to take a look at this. This is our first time to see it, but we're super excited because we have an opportunity to take this thing out on a hog hunt here in a couple weeks. And so we're going to unbox it now. We're going to study this product. We're going to talk about what it does, and we'll actually show you this product in action. So stay tuned for the unboxing. All right, so we have the OneLeaf Commander NV100 day and night vision scope. We are going to open this thing up and show you what we've got here. Looks like it's well packaged. You can see there, that's what this thing comes with. So we start with, actually see if we can pull the scope out. Look at that. So here's the scope. Comes with mounts already. This is a 12 by 56. These are scope covers on the ends. Looks like they have got a scope cover on this end as well. And we've got our focus, you've got an adjustment here. We're going to have to read up on this. So this is how you're going to adjust the power, 1 to 12. Pretty straightforward. And then you've got your, looks like it's set up with yardage. And so we have over on the left, you can actually adjust your yardage here off the left. We're going to read up on it and see exactly how to manage this scope, but this thing looks pretty good to start with. Let's see what else we have in the box here. Looks like we've got different eyepiece. So these are probably just different fittings, different eyepieces. We will get a sense for what it's for. We've got what looks like an adapter. This adapter is, I believe, going to go on the end of the scope, but we're going to figure that out. All right, we've got a number of things in here. We have some black tape. I suspect that is probably to deal with the tolerances of different scopes when you're putting this night scope on. You've got your USB to basically to charge, and some tools, and then it looks like another, probably a cap. If you pop one of these things off the scope, you can put a cap on. Now here's the fun part. Look at this thing. Looks like it's fairly well made. Now this is the night vision component. So this gives you your scope. This is going to give you your power. Works like any other scope, day vision. This piece here adapts onto the scope, and that's going to give you your night vision. So we're going to just take a look at this. We've got some adjustment dials. This looks like it's probably for your infrared. So it looks like it has an adjustment. We'll have to study up on each of these adjustments and see what it does. We've got adjustments on all different angles here. This is a really nice looking, nice smooth. So what's interesting here is we have a power supply. So you can plug this into a cube, a wall plug, and charge this thing up. Also comes with a card, so this thing will actually record the video that you take. So you can, if I can get that card back in there, looks like you can record the video footage that you take at night. So if we're on a hog hunt and we have this thing adapted or hooked up to our scope, we get into a bunch of hogs, we can actually just be recording, and we'll have to figure out how we turn this thing on. So it looks like we're gonna pop this off maybe. And I'm thinking that this thing must adapt on here. We'll figure this out, and then this will adapt onto that. And so this is essentially how it gets set up. It gets mounted on your rifle. So turn it this way. We mount it on the rifle, and then we hook this thing in. We can make the adjustments here. And you look through this end on this end over here. I'm excited to give this a shot. There's a lot that we have to learn about this scope and setup. Fortunately, like I said, we have an opportunity to use it and a reason to use it. And so we are going to study this now, figure out how to set it up. We'll get it set up on a rifle, and then we're going to put it to test. And then we're also probably going to see how easy it is to put this on any other scope that we might want to put it on. We have several AR-15s that we might want to adapt this to, and so we want to see if it's easy to interchange between the scope that this comes with and this device here. I believe you can purchase this separate from the scope, but what we're testing is the whole unit, so we're going to put it, we'll get this mounted up, and we're going to give it a shot. So next video, we'll actually show this thing mounted onto a rifle, and we'll talk more. We'll be more educated on this device, and we'll talk more about its capabilities, its features. I'm interested in how well it is able to pick up light at night, the difference between a day shot and a night shot. I'm interested in how far this thing will work. So does it work at 50 yards, 100 yards, 300 yards? That's all the stuff that we're gonna be checking out. I did read a little bit about this. It is waterproof and fog proof, and so it should be good in this Texas heat. And if we get a thunderstorm, we can continue to film. So anyway, that's what we have right now for the unboxing. Stay tuned for actually seeing this thing in action. We are now going to put it on a Rock River AR-15. So I'm going to take the scope that we have on this off, and just take a minute here, and then we're going to mount this thing up. All right. So this thing comes with its own mounts. I pulled the mount open so that we can actually get it on here. We're going to slide that on. Then they have a washer you're going to want to put on there. And then I'll tighten this down, but not very tight, because we're going to put a level on this. Same thing on this side. Put the washer on. And so pretty easy to take this off one rifle and put it on the next. We'll see if we can get this thing to tighten down though. So let me see where we're at here. Try it once again. I'm going to throw that on there. See if we can get enough throw to get it to tighten down. And we're not, so I'm going to pull this off and see if it needs to go the other way. Doesn't look like it. Well, we've got good tolerance on one side. See if we can get it to work on this other side. Third time's a charm. And there we go. So, let's look at this thing. We're going to throw a level on our rifle here. And then we're going to level up our scope. Now, when we get closer to taking this out to the range and shooting, we're going to true this all up, but I'm just going to get it close so we can tighten these down. Check it one more time. And there you have it. We're going to just cinch these down here. Got it set up on the Rock River AR-15, and looks like there'd be plenty of room to be able to put the night vision piece on it. So that's a pretty easy setup, pretty easy mount.
Hey everybody, it's Chris, Eagle Cap Outdoors. I'm filling in for Ted. He had to go off on another hunt, and I told him I'd take this OneLeaf Night Vision Scope out and give it a little run through and see if we can eradicate some hogs while getting some test of this thing. So stay tuned, we'll see it in action, and then we'll do a little wrap up.
The last time we did a video, we
Yeah.
were unboxing the OneLeaf AI Digital Night Vision NV100 Plus Night Scope. That's this right here. They actually sent us the scope and the night vision, or the Night Plus Night Vision Scope adapter that goes on. So we did the unboxing.
Yep.
We worked on getting it on, mounting it onto the rifle. We did have a little bit of an issue with the bracket, and it might have been our something on our end, but I had an issue. Chris also had that same issue. This is a pretty standard Picatinny rail, and yet we couldn't get it to fix on there properly. And we had a piece that after shooting the gun that is
It's somewhere.
missing.
It's somewhere.
So we're gonna figure that out, but that's all just about the mount. It has nothing to do with this, and this is really what's most important. So we have been studying this thing, learning about it. There's a lot to it, and so what we figured we would do, last time we got it mounted up, then Chris had the opportunity to take it to a ranch and test it out. And that's what we like to do when we get this kind of equipment and gear, we test it out. So what when you took it out, what did you find? What kinds of what's your feedback so far?
All right, so there are a few things that we need to think about here. This night vision part, I ended up taking it off of this scope and putting it on another rifle, right? And that other rifle had, a scope, but I had to use, well, not have to, but they sent this adapter so that you can connect it to other rifle scopes using that and some basically electrical tape so that you don't scratch or scar your other rifle scope. So you can
put the tape on it?
You just put the tape around it. It has information in the instruction manual, but that was one of the key things. This night vision, it pops off pretty simply off this one, and then it'll snap back on, right? So that's one of the things. The other is like the different challenges with focus, right? So we had to focus this thing. So you have the focus on your scope, you have the myopic scope or the focus here, and then you have another focus here. And getting all those to work perfectly together, for me, the first time I took it out was a bit of a challenge. And as you'll see some of the videos, that the hogs that we saw were kind of grainy. Okay, so that was a challenge. The other,
so that's not really that's not an issue with the
No.
feature. It's just us trying to figure out how to use it, right?
so learning how to use your equipment, that's the key. I spent time going through it, reading the manual, practicing at home, and then I got into the field, and I'm like, I felt like I could have done better in that, but yeah. So this night vision scope has a lot of features and functionality, and it'll take time to learn how to use it all the way through. One of the other keys for me is, like, on this trip, we sat in a box blind. Well, for some of it, we sat in a box blind. But then I realized every time I lifted the rifle, I wouldn't be able to see downrange. I couldn't see the hogs. So what ended up being was the IR was being blocked by the box blind. Yeah, it only had a certain, in a 4-inch opening or something. So that was a challenge. The other is that we had another block right there, and that one actually I figured out pretty quick. So this on most scopes will pop off if you have one on your scope. If you don't have one on your scope, no big deal, but I'll learn that.
But if you're out and it's raining, you have that thing on there.
Generally, yeah.
You might want to have it off to the side so it pops up in this way instead of
blocking the IR. Yep.
Yeah.
The other, with this one, I ended up one evening running out of battery, and I didn't have my battery. I usually carry a battery pack, but I didn't have it with me. This has a very simple battery here, the round cylinder. I can't remember CD or whatever number, but it's just a round cylinder rechargeable battery, so it's in there.
But you can plug this thing in, right? And charge the battery that way?
You can plug it in and charge it in. That's why I should have had the battery pack. Like when I go backpack hunting, I have a battery pack for phones or cameras and things like that, and I didn't have it. Just plug it in and charge it away. So it has that adapter over here that you can plug in. It has the card, the micro SD card. It has the like headphone jack over here. It has the charger, and it has that's basically it. Nice. It was pretty nice.
Did you guys see anything when you were out at the ranch?
The first ranch we did, we saw some hogs.
Shots?
I shot at hogs, but yeah, guess what? You got to remember to hit the record button, because if you don't hit the record button, you're not going to get it. So
we don't have any footage of you.
We have footage of shooting, hitting. We don't have footage.
Oh, okay.
So, and then we took it to another ranch, and then I wanted to test it after because this I think was up to around 300 yards is what what I read, and wanted to test it a little bit more distance, and really you can't get much more than that out of this. It's optimal at 100 yards, and you'll see some of the video where I had a buddy, we were goofing around with just this, and being safe, of course, but you'll see we have good vision at 100 yards. Right after you focus and get all the focus all set up, you have good vision at 100 yards, and so I like it. I need to play with it more.
It seems like most predator, if you're going after hogs, although last time I was at the ranch, I shot at one at 450 yards, but that was in the middle of the day.
Yeah, that's a little out of range, yeah.
But it seems to me like these things come in, if you're within 100 yards at night, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
I mean, you can hide out and have stuff come in at that range.
So that's what we're going to do. We're going to keep playing with it and keep going. I think that's what we need to do.
Yeah, I think, we were planning on having you go out to the ranch, take video, come back, we wrap up our review, and be done. But like with anything, the more we learn about this thing, the more we realize that, hey, we've spent a lot of time with scopes, but we haven't spent a lot of time with night vision.
Yeah.
And we have the opportunity with the lease we have to actually begin using this and seeing and really trying it out and seeing how it would help us extend our hunting. So you're not just hunting, exotics and deer and stuff during the day, but you could actually hunt other things at night. And so I think, the best thing we can do is probably maybe cut this video in two, publish the first video for everyone, and then go out and now that we've learned a little bit more about how to focus, how to do the setup, make sure our mounts are all properly on there, and then give it a shot at give it one more round, and ultimately the goal is to have video content where you actually hit the on button or the record button, and get video content of killing something that we could eat.
That's the goal.
So let's make that our part 2 of this, and we're super excited that OneLeaf wanted to partner with us on this review, and we know that it's taken some time. We appreciate their patience, but I'm excited. We're gonna give it a shot. We're definitely gonna get something in the crosshairs at night.
Yeah, the thing is, like, we don't want to just push something out and say, hey, we reviewed this, right? We want to spend time and do it right, and just really go over it thoroughly, and that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah. Well, as we were kind of setting up tonight, just the amount of time I spent playing with the focus, playing with figuring out how to hit record. I mean, simple things. Since you had it in the field, I didn't.
Right.
But those things, just learn how to use it. I think it makes it a lot. Takes some of the mystery out of it, and I think
takes
we'll
time.
get better. So
it just takes time.
Well, I'm excited. If you want to see part 2, make sure you subscribe to our channel, and make sure you hit the notification button so that you'll get notified when we publish our next part to this. So hopefully next time you guys watch or if you do so, then you'll get pinged with a video, and it'll show Chris shooting something that you can eat.
Something. Yeti, I don't know, you name it.
So, well, thank you for watching and sticking with us, and we look forward to coming back to you as soon as we have more content.